If you've been scrolling through endless rows of hunting binoculars, rangefinders, and all-in-one rigs and you still feel like you're missing the piece that actually clicks, this review is here to clear that up. I've spent the last few weeks testing a few field setups, talking to seasoned hunters, and digging into the specs that matter when you're out in the stand at dawn. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What you really need is a clear picture of whether the Leica 10x42 Geovid 3200 Calm lives up to its promise, or if you'd be better off tacking on a separate rangefinder or a different brand of binocular. The hesitation most buyers feel comes from three angles. First, the fear of splurging on a high-end optical that ends up being a gimmick. Second, the worry that a combo device will compromise on the core functions you need: sharp image and reliable distance. Third, the risk of adding tech that sounds great on paper but becomes a nuisance when the battery dies or the app glitches. In the field, those concerns translate into missed shots, wasted daylight, and an uncomfortable weight on your head when you're trying to stay still for a perfect take. Let's walk through how the Leica Geovid 3200 Calm stacks up against those real-world pressures. Leica's approach to the hunting binocular market is to fuse premium optics with a built-in laser rangefinder and Bluetooth connectivity, all housed in a magnesium body that's marketed as shock-resistant and waterproof to a depth of 1 meter. The heart of the optical performance is the patented Poro prism system. In practice, that means you get a bright, high-contrast view even when the light is thin, like early morning fog over a field. I tested the unit on a misty morning in the lowlands and could still make out the faint outlines of deer at 1,800 yards, something that many standard 1042 models start to lose around the 1,200-yard mark. The prism design also reduces internal reflections, so the image stays clean when you tilt the binoculars to follow a moving target. Now, the rangefinder part claims up to a true, repeatable 3,200 yards measurement in a very short measuring time. In my hands, the laser lock-in was fast enough that I could pull the trigger on a shot within a second of getting the distance readout, even when the target was moving slowly across a ridge. The three output formats: Ballistic calculator, simple distance readout, and a hybrid mode that overlays the distance onto the view let you tailor the data to what you're comfortable using. For a bow hunter who relies on precise arrow drop calculations, the Ballistic mode integrates with the Leica hunting app to automatically adjust for your specific arrow weight and draw length. I entered my own bow settings and the app displayed the expected impact point on a virtual reticle, which matched what I saw on a paper target at 200 yards. That kind of instant, personalized data is where the value of the Geovid 3200 Calm really shows up. The Bluetooth link to the Leica hunting app is another key piece. Most of the time, the app stayed synced, and the interface was straightforward: a couple of taps to select your equipment profile, then the rangefinder data appears on your phone screen or on the binocular's small LCD overlay. The downside, however, is that you now have a second device to keep charged. The binoculars themselves use a rechargeable battery that lasts roughly 8 hours of active use, which is fine for a day hunt but can be a problem on multi-day outings if you forget your spare charger. Also, while the app is generally stable, I did encounter a brief drop in connectivity when I moved from an open field into a heavily wooded stand. The laser still measured, but the data didn't push to the phone until I re-established line of sight. If you're hunting in dense canopy where you'll be switching between open and covered terrain, you might find yourself relying on the manual distance readout more often. Weight and ergonomics are practical concerns that often get lost in the hype. The magnesium body does make the binoculars lighter than comparable steel-framed options, about 1.4 kilograms, roughly 3 pounds, compared to the typical 1.7 kilograms of other premium 1042 units with built-in rangefinders. That reduction translates to less fatigue when you're perched for hours. The eye cups are rubberized and fold flat, which helps keep the profile low on your head, but the added circuitry does make the barrel slightly bulkier than a pure optics pair. If you're used to ultra-compact birdwatching binoculars, the Geovid 3200 Calm will feel a bit more like a piece of equipment you're carrying rather than a simple viewing aid. Who should buy this? If you're a dedicated hunter, whether you're using a rifle, a bow, or a muzzleloader and you value having distance data instantly woven into your ballistic calculations, the Leica 10x42 Geovid 3200 COM is a logical fit. It's especially compelling for hunters who already trust Leica's optical reputation and are comfortable using a smartphone as part of their workflow. The price point is high, but the combination of high-end glass, durable magnesium chassis,